Hello YouTube. Presently it's very difficult to find an honest review of Turkesterone products that's unbiased and not related to sponsorship, that's not incredibly cynical. That's why I'm here. So for the past maybe 4 weeks, I'm not entirely sure, I've been taking the Double Wood Supplements Turkesterone, 6 pills a day. Pretty standard stuff. I am 5'9". When I started taking it, I was weighing in maybe at 155. I finished the cut at 152. I'm presently at 160 because, you know, we shoot back up. Because it was not a weight loss cut, it was pretty much a show cut, even though I do not compete, obviously. But I started taking this near the end of my cut, and I have my opinions. I will acknowledge that they are not backed by science and they're all anecdotal, and that's the thing we're trying to avoid. But most of the anecdotal evidence and the anecdotal reviews that we've seen up to this point have been sponsored, right? So the question is, how valid are those? How valid is a Gorilla Mind sponsored Jesse James West? How valid is a Greg Doucette selling Turkesterone kind of approach? Like, how valid is that actually? It's not valid in my opinion. But I still wanted to try it because it was within my means, and I personally had a very positive experience. One of the worries about Turkesterone is that it is a placebo, right? That also you're going to train harder because you want to make the most of what you're using. So will you not see results simply as a result of the more intense training? This has always been a possibility. However, what I will say about this is the fact that I have a very, very bad memory. And within that, I constantly kept forgetting that I was taking Turkesterone. I was having it at different times of the day. It was a complete mess. But the big thing about that is because I kept forgetting, I do not believe the placebo would have been an impact if it was a placebo. There was a point at which, near the end of my cut, I had begun my cut on my 5th exercise of push day, dumbbell press. At the beginning of my cut, I was in the middle range of being able to do 8 to 12 reps on 65s. Now, by the end of my cut, I was rather weak, but still busting out 10, 12 reps on 60s. And I want to also note, I do not eat before my workouts, so I just have no fuel to begin with. In order to prevent muscle burn, I have my essential amino acids, but that is a different discussion. I ended the cut on 60s. Now I reverse dieted and I've been into the bulk a bit, eating 3,900 calories a day right now. I am up to 70s very easily. Now I got up there and I was sitting with that. I was like, how the fuck did this happen? Why did my weights shoot up? My bench is shooting up again as well. A lot of different things are shooting up. Is my training improved? Yes, that is part of it. I'm more experienced now. I know what I'm doing better. I am emphasizing both hypertrophy and strength in different ways. But it came out of nowhere, right at the beginning of the bulk again. It started happening when I was reverse dieting. I all of a sudden was a lot stronger, and I couldn't wrap my head around it. I was like, how the shit is this happening? This has never happened before. Even when I first started emphasizing hypertrophy and everything, and I was on just as consistent of a schedule, but on even more sleep, why am I better now? And then I was sitting with that. I was sitting at my desk in Fort Greene, Brooklyn. And then I looked at my desk and I was like, wait a minute. I'm on Turkesterone. I forgot. I forgot I was on Turkesterone. How does one forget that you're taking, well, I haven't taken my zinc today, so I need to have my zinc. I started taking my zinc and my vitamin D in the hopes of slowing the fall of T levels during my cut. I think it helped, unless that was a placebo. That one actually might have been a placebo. Don't need to take it anymore because I'm very clearly back to normal. My weights shot up in a way that I was not expecting because I forgot I was taking this. If you forget you're taking something, I don't think it can be a placebo. And it was shooting up in a way that's never happened before. And at the end of the day, I support Turkesterone. However, there are obviously people that don't respond to it at all. But there are people that don't respond to creatine. There are people who are already prone to hair loss, so creatine worsens their hair loss. People that happens to when they are in their teens, not even when they're in their 40s. I know people in their teens that have had to stop creatine because of hair loss. But that's not everybody. Everybody responds to everything differently. I'm sure if someone like me, who was very different genetics from Chris Bumstead, ran the same cycle as Chris Bumstead, I would not look the same. one, time. I'm already 20 and I am this. And two, just genetics. We all have what we're inclined towards. We all have our biology at the end of the day. So, some people are not going to respond to it at all. There are people that don't respond to weight training nearly at all unless you put them on a very, very, very intense program. There are people that metabolize food in a ridiculous way. I am eating 3,900 calories. I am 5'9". I am 160 pounds. I should be a lot bigger than I am for how long I've been eating like this. But that's what my body can handle. Everyone's body is different. But once you actually know how to listen to your body, listen to your body. Oh my God. This works for me. Might work for you. This is the cheapest one for the right price. Everyone is going to, obviously it's a supplement. It's not FDA reviewed, so we don't know if it's exactly what's written on the label. So maybe this one isn't actually 500 milligrams, 10% turkesterone, right, per capsule. We don't know, unless you want to test it, but I'll trust it. It's working for me, so I might as well. It's the most cost effective. And also, 10 years down the line, everything's going to be cheaper. Everything's just marked up right now because they can. Is this the next creatine? Maybe. For me, yes. The effects that I'm getting from this are opposite to when I first started taking creatine. It's even better, to be completely honest. I am also training better. Granted, I am training better. So there is a very good chance that that's the reason why this is affecting me more than creatine did. Maybe it's also because I am consuming 390 grams of protein a day right now. I don't know. But, anecdotally, because I'm a forgetful shit, in summation, this is most definitely not a placebo effect. So I stand by Jesse James West, I stand by Greg Doucette, I stand by the fact that I think Sebum, I think Raw sells some as well. But I do say, Doublewood Supplements is the cheapest one. Have a good night. I gotta clean the house. Parents are coming home tomorrow. Very clear that only one man who lifts a lot and eats a lot lives here. All right, have a good night. Get your turkesterone if you can. You don't have to get it. It's just another extra thing, right? But get it if you can, and if you want to try. Make sure you don't buy 2 bottles just in case it doesn't work. Have a good night.